Wait, no, oh man, damn it, cut. All right.
It's about as disorganized as this show is.
Oh hell yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real to Real podcast.
Hello.
I'm Nolan.
I'm Eldon.
I'm Q.
I'm just a guy living in the world of Eduardo.
That's Eduardo right there.
This is his name. It's Eduardo.
I think first we should talk about what our roles are in film. We're film students, by the way.
We're film students at San Diego State University.
Introduction. What do you do?
Eduardo, what do you do?
I do cinematography and lighting and general gear.
You're the grip man.
I mean, we all kind of do everything. I also edit like 20 hours a week at jobs, but I'm not an editor.
Yeah, but you hate that
these
shit.
two are. I hate it. My passion is cinematography. Next.
I'm an editor, but on my free time, I like to write and direct, just for fun.
Oh, yeah, I just like to direct for fun, man. It's a fucking...
Doing
it's
it this weekend, just saying.
Oh,
fun.
I'm shooting it.
Getting
Let's
ahead of
plug.
ourselves.
I'm
here.
shooting
Shameless
it.
plug?
Shameless plugging
What
here
is this?
already.
What are you working on?
Can't say.
Oh, okay.
Can we talk about it later?
Maybe.
All right.
We're gonna say something.
Yes.
Go for it, Eldon.
Later. Okay. Well, I am mainly a director-writer, but if I'm not directing writing, I'm usually an assistant director. And for those of you who don't know what an assistant director is, you are kind of the director's bitch. You just kind of control everyone. You're the most hated person on set, and that's my
True.
favorite role.
And then I'm Nolan, and I like to do sound, but I've explored a lot in a lot of different realms of film. I've done a lot from camera to editing to gear. I don't really like to touch the camera though. Like if I have a camera
Yuck.
question, yeah, yuck. Is
Ew.
right. If I have a camera question, I always ask Eduardo or Eldon because they know more about cameras than I do.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
Kind
I
of a
think-
lie.
Yeah, I think. See, Nolan's underselling himself. I think he knows a lot more than he's saying, and he's letting on.
Yeah, you little slut.
Yeah. You,
Just tell us the truth.
oh shit.
I'm not a slut. I don't know what you're talking about.
Me, Q, Eduardo, and Nolan all work together on sets all the time. We're kind of like four-man team. We run the place.
Foursome.
Yeah. That's what it is.
We run a foursome.
But what do we work on recently together?
Scene wreck,
Scene
buddy.
recreation.
Oh, that's
But
right.
even more recently than that, Eldon and I, and hopefully someone else that I want to get in here, Ryan,
Oh yeah.
we worked on something with a theater grad student recently, and that was kind of fun because I've never really done anything like that before. It was basically a dance on film piece, which is think like a music video, but for theater and choreography, and that was actually really, really fun because I got to choose the shots that I wanted to do. I haven't really directed in a while, so I kind of directed that.
Was that your first directing job in college?
No. I've directed a few other things in college, but not that much.
You also directed the studio production thing.
361.
361. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
direct that.
I mean, it's on
Do
your
I
IMDb.
do I take full ownership of that just because I didn't direct the second day?
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, you still directed the first day. Basically,
did.
like
Yeah,
what we
she was
had,
the second unit.
361
Who's
is,
the director the
live
second
production
day?
class.
Isn't it Amanda?
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
a live production class where we had to basically do an episodic film, and the class was split up into two groups, and each group had 2 days to film. Basically, what was it, like 10 episodes? I think, or 10 minutes worth of an episode.
It was like
That was 20 minutes.
Oh,
no,
20
it was
minutes.
either one
With a
20-minute
short
episode-
intermission in between.
that short intermission. Yeah.
Nolan directed the first day, I believe.
And then you didn't direct that.
I
one.
was on the other group.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, but I worked as a grip, which, how would you describe a grip? What's a grip?
On the 361?
Yeah, I was a grip. I didn't get a chance to direct.
I think
Well, I mean, realistically, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But
I think a grip in that setting is just like a handyman, like
Yeah.
someone who just needs to run around
Oh,
be
I
able
was
to
the
help
floor
out.
director though, which is not really a director. You just kind of basically an AD. Yeah, you know what? I was an AD. I just controlled the
So you
floor.
were the yelling bitch again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You just
Very
bitch
loud.
everybody out.
Oh hell yeah. But yeah, we did a senior recreation recently together. Director was Q, and the DP was Eduardo, and
Yeah.
sound mixer was Nolan,
And
and I
what
was
were
AD.
you? There you go.
He's AD.
Mm.
What was our scene rec?
Big Lebowski.
Where's
Scene-
the money?
The scene where he's getting his head dunked.
Dude, the worst of that was Jeremy, our actor. He kept screaming
Jeremy?
it so loud, and I couldn't mix
Was
for
he?
it properly. Yeah, dude.
I think the only group
It-
that
it
didn't have that
worked.
issue with clipping was the first day when they had what was his name? Will?
Will.
But yeah,
So for context, Eldon did another film called Bygones, and he had an actor on Bygones, and that same actor,
That was him. I
Yeah.
knew it. He was from somewhere.
yeah.
that same
He
actor,
was supposed to be the actor for your guys', wasn't he?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He
Yeah,
was the
he
guy
failed.
that dropped out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like that guy.
So the actor for Eldon's film was also supposed to be on our scene recreations for the Big Lebowski, and he was supposed to be the blonde guy that was dunking the Lebowski in the fucking
Yeah.
Eduardo in the fucking toilet.
But what happened on set? That was like, I think it was because our two characters, the blonde guy, like he doesn't have a name in the film. He's literally just the blonde guy,
Yeah.
and the blonde guy was played by
For yours or ours?
yours.
Okay.
They were big guys. The guy who
Yeah,
played the
they
dude-
kept hitting the walls.
Oh my, the scene.
Oh
where,
my
like,
god, when they're running.
that was terrifying.
How do you
They hit
think I
one wall
felt? I
and
was
then they hit
sitting
the
in the
other one.
corner. I was
was
sitting in the
terrifying.
hallway trying to
And the
grab
thing
that
is,
That was
sound.
dangerous.
If you guys haven't watched,
But
the
for
scene,
me or for you?
For them, they're like
Oh,
they
no
would hit
concern
one
for
wall
me.
and then they keep
yeah,
going.
no,
and then
and then
hit
they
the
would,
other one.
yeah. The thing is that the frame was so small, and then there's a part in the scene where the dude is hauled into the bathroom, and he has a bowling ball in his bag, and it smashes the door frame in the actual movie. And then so we had to recreate that part, and then so he had to smack it, and then we.
So the thing is, the location that was built for us wasn't like built accurately at all. So the door, the frame might have been small, and our actors were like
Huge.
abnormally big. So it was just like a
Yeah.
recipe for disaster. I
Yeah,
don't
there
think
was no-
they've
10
seen the
feet.
film before.
Yeah,
10 feet
Not even
in
the film.
between
It's
each
not
wall.
even the scene.
I mean, then again, it was just like a 2-week set. They didn't like put too much effort into it. I mean, even if they did, it was the thing about the set. It was very, as an AD, one of my jobs is to like is safety, make sure everyone's kind of like doing everything safely, you know. And there was nails sticking out of the
Oh
walls,
god, yeah.
like literal nails. And I found a little bag of cable ties. No, not cable ties.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
twists.
Yeah, the things you twist to connect two cables together.
Yeah. I like found a bag of 5 of them. I just stuck them on the nails because we had like grips running around, and the thing is, since we were messing with water, people could have slipped, and then the thing is, yeah, the last groups that did it, water got under the tiles and things were molding, and it was just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that's something that you guys missed because you guys didn't come to anymore. There was water like everywhere for the most part because the toilet kept like running all the water through. And then
Like a toilet should.
yeah, like a toilet
Yeah.
should.
Because context.
and so my production designer, she ripped off the plastic piece, and then there was just mold all around the rim all the way down.
Oh.
They had to scrub.
I didn't
that
know
clean.
that.
Yeah. Nolan was on a photo shoot at the time, and he had to leave set for a second. But yeah,
Gross.
we that basically that entire time that you were gone, my set designer and a couple of my groups were helping clean the toilet, and it was just mold all the way around. And I didn't want my actor to.
Get a face full of mold.
Oh yeah.
Just context. That there's a prop toilet that's used every 2 years or so, scene recreation, that doesn't, channel water through it like a prop toilet should. So we had to get a fake, or no, a real one actually.
A real toilet. that
A
we
real
just-
toilet.
Just plugged with,
What's the difference
plastic.
between a prop toilet and a real
There's
toilet?
no like the prop toilet has it's sealed bottom.
So
It's
you know
not,
the
so you don't
tank?
have to like.
Okay, but
wrap
it's still
around.
porcelain, so like people could hurt themselves on it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. Why the fuck are we doing Big
No,
Lebowski scene
on
recreation?
my-
know.
Who kept the toilet?
Huh?
Is what I'm wondering. Because
No,
we
I
bought it.
don't know.
No, that was
No, that
Stephanie
was
Lee. That was my
Stephanie's.
producer's toilet.
Did she take it home?
No,
She
I
No,
should've.
she was trying to sell the toilet. That's
See
the
that?
whole reason we could use it. Was because it was like they were like putting it out on the front lawn. Like, oh hey, take our toilet.
Oh.
And so they came. So like Carly came and bleached it up and like cleaned it, and
Yeah.
then we used it on the set.
Yeah. So it wasn't a used toilet, but I mean it was better than the last one we had because the class that set up the scene for us or built the set for us, they had a prop toilet. And 2 years ago when they did this scene, whoever was directing it had the actor run to the toilet with the bowling ball in the bag, and it smashed the front part of the toilet and it cracked it in half. And what they did to fix it was they just put gaffing tape over it. And so like I didn't know about that until a day before your guys' shoot, which like they expected us to use that toilet and dunk our actor's head into the toilet with a chipped toilet. I mean the toilet's porcelain.
It's such a dangerous scene wreck to be
Yeah.
doing. Like, why?
But it was fun. I mean, I learned a lot. And you guys know that how the back wall, you can remove it, right?
Yeah.
They have to scrap the entire wall because when they pulled it back, the wood at the bottom completely rotted. Yeah.
And you want into the other thing too? I went down into the prop house the other day to find a wheelchair
Mm-hmm.
for. Are we using the wheelchair for Of Sound Mind?
Yes.
They have a
Okay.
wheelchair.
That's good.
I'll take it.
We need one.
I was down there in the prop house. They have another white toilet that's totally
Yep.
fine.
Yep, it was there the entire time.
It was there the entire time.
Now
And
we
there
have
was
two.
no typically when you get stuff from our prop house, like at our school, you have to put like your name and label it.
Yeah.
There were no labels on it. Not on the front, not on the back, not on the bottom of it, not in the bowl. Like there was no
So
fucking
if there's
label.
anything to take away from this, is that everyone needs to learn how to adapt.
Or
Because
transfer.
nothing will ever go your way in film. Ever.
Film's just
But,
an interesting art. It's the art of adapting.
I like movies.
Actually, Q and I were just talking about this outside. Like, it's just a big game of problem solving.
Yep.
That's
That's
all
all
it
it
is.
is.
That's all it
Just
is. is
one
solving.
problem after another.
But Q directed his scene recreation, and I directed mine for my group.
How'd I do?
Phenomenal.
Did I?
Very,
I don't know.
very, very well planned. I think.
When-
Yeah.
and then
I wasn't
Eduardo-
trying to get creative with like the coverage or stuff because we consistently had to like break stuff down because one actor wasn't here, this guy has to leave at this time. So I was just trying to think on
Yeah.
the fly with how to get everything we needed, you know?
Yeah.
How we don't have a lot of freedom with this scene recreation, huh? Yeah, we have to recreate everything ourselves, which kind of like stunts our creativity. But I mean, it really.
What are you supposed to learn from this project?
I think it's like when we talked to our professor, and I said that I'm not going to do the scene if we don't get another toilet because in class Eduardo searched up the price of a toilet.
That was so funny.
$99. Okay, that compared to the rest of the film equipment that we have on campus, that's almost nothing. And I said that I don't want because our professor didn't even know about it until the weekend of shooting that the toilet that we we're going to use had a huge chip in it, and I wasn't going to have my actor's throat slit on set, and then our professor said that it was an opportunity to quote unquote learn how to adapt and problem solve, which I mean I guess it's fine in it. I mean, for the most part, we already know how to do most of the.
Is this not true? It's not useful enough. It's too complicated for 314, but not useful enough for 362.
314 is the
Yeah,
film.
I
This
agree with
project,
that
think
entirely.
about that.
Yeah.
Right?
314 is the intro to film course, and then 362 is intermediate. So 314 follows up with 362.
Mhm.
And so we're all in 362 right now, and we don't think that this project is worth. I don't think it's worth anything.
Mm.
I think this is a dumb fucking project.
Mhm.
I don't like it.
Yeah. If we just spent the
huge
I wish it was like 560
yeah.
where you just spend the entire class
semester.
on one project.
560 is the advanced film class.
That's where you
It's
make
our-
your
it's our-
senior thesis.
Yeah. Class
The
of
last
thesis
semester.
film. But I was the director on mine, and unfortunately I couldn't get Q to be my AD.
I'm
nor
sorry.
could I get Eduardo to be my DP. But that's because I had my own group mates who had to be like, what do you say, like vital roles, like department heads in
Yeah.
the group.
How'd that go, buddy?
Well, in short, it worked. It went, and I felt like that that it eventually. I mean, it came out a lot better than I thought it would. It looks really, really good.
You guys done?
Yeah, we finished. Well, I mean, we still are in the editing portion. We're still in post production.
Oh, you guys still
Okay.
got like a week.
Yeah, I just gave my footage to my editor today.
Um,
But before that, we all worked on we all worked on Bygones together. Let's not talk about Bygones. Bygones, let Bygones. be
wait, was
bygones.
Bygone seriously the last set that we did together?
All of us?
Before summer, yeah.
I think so.
What
Yeah.
Starcross?
Yeah.
I didn't
Were
work
you
on
on
Starcross.
Starcross? You did?
Oh, you
No.
was-
Oh,
It was,
shit.
Adams,
You were there one
You
day
were
or
on there.
something.
I like showed
You
up.
stopped by.
I showed up real quick for like 20 minutes, and they're like, "Do you want food?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna take free food because I'm not on set." And they were like, "Nolan, eat food." And I was
and
like,
you
"Okay,
stayed at-
fine."
And then basically we wrapped right after
Yeah.
you arrived, right? And then you helped us move equipment. Yeah.
No, that was Bygones. I don't
No, no,
remember why.
Starcross.
I don't remember why I went to Starcross.
Yo, Bygones was the last one with Kosi though. And Mimi.
Oh no, are you serious? Oh
Yeah.
man, Kosi and Mimi are two of our friends who have graduated, and they have both since moved to Japan.
Tokyo,
Tokyo.
both of them.
And I think Mimi has a job with
Warner Bros. Music.
yeah. She's
Kosi has 2 jobs right now. He works for Crystal Palace Skateboard Shop, which is awesome. And he also works at a music studio.
So he's
He-
doing
he
like
does work in a
literally
music
exactly
studio.
what he
Oh,
wants
okay,
to
I
be
didn't
doing
know that.
right
he's
now.
very happy.
Yeah.
And he's skating like every day.
yeah
he,
he
lo-
skates.
he lost like 20 pounds
Did
since
he?
he moved here.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't even
he's like-
chubby
I
either.
know.
So how
I
skinny
feel
is
so
he
bad
now?
about myself now.
He's doing really well for himself out
Yeah.
there, and he might be composing for my upcoming film this semester.
We plan on having guests on this show. Most of them will probably be our friends. I don't really plan on bringing any strangers into the studio. That sounds fucking weird.
Yeah, I think this is more of a podcast of our experience as film students in college, not anything. What was Bygones, guys?
What
Bygones.
was
Or are we
Bygones?
talking about Bygones
I
now?
guess we're gonna talk about Bygones.
We don't have to talk about Bygones.
Bygones.
We can
Kind
talk
of
about
a-
Bygones.
Talk about Bygones too.
No. We'll talk
Where are you
about
at there?
No. This is shameless
Yeah,
plug.
guy.
Shameless plug. We gotta wait on that.
Come on.
So Bygones was a film I did last semester.
There's a
Yeah,
sequel.
that's just about it. We'll just leave it as that.
It was a.
What's it about?
There's a sequel coming out.
It's a film about a
Okay, is this next movie actually a sequel? Like
no,
I don't
it
know.
is not a sequel.
But it
It is
follows
what
similar.
How
How
it's in the
similar
same
is it?
universe.
Okay. Let me tell you guys. Bygones is a short film about a mother who has Alzheimer's, and she basically, or her estranged daughter comes back home and sees her for the first time in the late stages of Alzheimer's. That's what I mean. There was a lot. There was supposed to be like a huge family and everything in the film, but unfortunately, due to a time crunch, our production team or
Oh my God.
production team was unable to.
Sir, can you stop that?
Can you hear this?
Yes, most definitely.
Oh shit.
Thank you. Continue.
But yeah, unfortunately, due to time crunch, our pre-production team we weren't able to get what I wanted, and I had to cut the script down from 14 pages to 7, which is about cutting half the film away, and still to make it work. And our actress, who showed up the day of, she was 2.5 hours late, and
It's just the mother.
yeah,
Okay.
she was 2.5 hours late. But I don't blame her.
I didn't
She
know
came-
that.
Yeah,
I
she-
wasn't on this set. I only edited the
Yeah.
film.
You didn't go on set?
You were there.
I mean, I showed up. I dropped off the equipment.
oh
that's
yeah.
right, yeah.
I dropped off and picked up equipment, but because that's when I was working on James and the Giant Peach.
Oh.
Yeah. James and the Giant Peach was a theater musical that I did at the same time that Bygones was getting filmed, and I couldn't help out on Bygones, but I did edit the piece.
But yeah, we ran into a lot of problems with that film. Baby Girl, that's what we were talking about. That's the set that we were working on before my Bygone set, and that was a thesis film where I was the DIT.
We're gonna tell
Which-
all our good film stories. We need to stop.
No, this is fine. We're just telling. But yeah, I mean, DIT is just the one that transfers and labels and.
What does
sets the
DIT stand
timeline.
for?
Digital image technician.
Digital image technician.
Why?
Q,
What do you mean
obviously.
why?
It's something you should know. Come on, as an editor.
What'd you do on that?
What did I
Oh,
do
you're
on
the
Baby?
best
I was best
boy.
boy.
What'd you do?
What was that? I was Boom Up.
Yeah.
Were you?
boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah, he was boom up, and he.
And what were
hated it.
you?
He hated every single second of it. Didn't you?
Did I?
Q?
Eduardo, what were you on?
Q,
I
you bitched
was-
the entire day.
I
Did
was
I?
the camera
Yes.
Did I?
I don't
You can be honest.
I don't remember. I don't remember you complaining.
Q, you complained the entire
Did
day
I?
about being a boom op. Yeah,
No,
you're
I
like, I'm so
didn't.
tired. I need coffee.
I didn't say that.
I think
That's
we all
when it
needed.
started. That's when the
How
joke
many-
started.
I'm
Nolan,
sorry if
Nolan.
I was unpleasant on set.
How many hours did we sleep that weekend?
Oh, baby girl weekend.
Yeah.
I slept a solid like 4 or 5 collectively.
Yeah.
Like among all the days.
Yeah, I slept about 6 hours for 3 days. That was amazing.
God.
Because the
Is
issue
when
that we
we-
ran into.
when we went to Denny's at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah. No, we've
That
done
was bygones.
several occasions.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
and Eduardo
we-
go to Denny's at like 5, 6 a.m. and we saw Denny there.
You saw Denny at
Denny?
Denny's?
Yeah, he was
Met-
there.
We've met Denny.
Denny?
We've met him.
He
What do you mean
is
who?
The
I
Denny.
think you're just
I'm the
talking about
Wait,
I'm the dude,
the
man.
Denny of Denny's?
Nah,
Denny.
he served us.
Wait,
Alright, he's going insane.
was he like the dude, man?
I mean, it was 5 a.m., so I could be mistaken.
We need to
Um,
go to Denny's after
Can we
film
start
shoots
going to
more
Denny's
often.
like tradition?
I do that
Like
all
make it a tradition?
Denny's or Rudford's?
Rudford's, we gotta go to Rudford's.
Everyone says they're too
Denny's,
tired and they just
Denny's
go home.
$5. No, $4.50 everyday value slam.
You don't-
To a Denny's trip.
You
Okay.
never been invited to Denny's trip?
No.
Oh, you gotta drive yourself. That's why.
Oh, well then I can't go.
Wait, Elena, what did you do on Baby Girl?
I produced it. Hello, I'm Elena Desmond, and I was the producer for Baby Girl.
Yo, it's like a 30-minute walk.
Hey, that's not bad.
From
Honestly, I
where?
would do that.
It's
but
1.6
not at
miles.
5 in the morning. I would
That's
get
on-
murdered.
That's on you.
Okay,
I
okay,
would walk.
okay. That's on me then. I'll take that fall then.
If you want to take a different route, it's 40 minutes.
No, no. And I'm fine with being excluded then.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, bye. Short little interaction with Elena. Thanks, Elena.
I just watched.
You're our
my
first
boys are doing
guest.
okay.
Do you know that?
Yeah, you're.
How
You're.
are none of you a guest? Like,
We're the
you're all
hosts.
just the regulars?
Did I not show
This
you
is
the
You're
band?
looking at the boys here.
Oh,
The
Yeah,
We're the
Hanging
boys!
with the boys.
Men. The men. We're the men.
Boys to me.
Boys the men are back again.
Eduardo, you should talk about the camera that you used on Baby Girl. And then you should follow it up.
hours about that.
And then you should follow it up with the camera that you're going to be using on your next big
Oh.
project.
I'm on Sharegood right now looking at packages.
Are you really? Eduardo was a cam op for Baby Girl. Well, is that the right word?
I
You were
was-
cam op in
I was
first
the
AC?
camera department.
He was
The
yeah,
camera department.
He was the camera department. There's no proper like terminology for it. He was the entire camera
which isn't
department.
yeah. Like
And
it's not an actual role. It's like the camera department has the director of photography, the camera operator, first assistant camera, second assistant camera, and so on.
He was the
Eduardo-
videographer of the camera department.
He was collectively the entire camera department.
So, and then now Eduardo is going to be the DP for another film where he's also using a really nice camera that not a lot of people get to really use ever in
The
school.
only people I've seen here use it was Abshir
What camera is
on
it?
Remnants.
King shoot.
Alexa Mini.
Did they? Oh my
I don't know what
god.
that is.
Yeah, they
I'm a
did.
director, right?
They did.
Yeah, they used
Holy
the
shit.
Atlas Orion lenses, which look really nice.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what did you use on Baby Girl then?
A red Scarlet W.
How was that?
I lo-
Oh, I
I
remember.
love reds.
I remember that
Sure.
camera. The thing is, that camera it's very
You're right there.
what's
Down
the
the
word?
stroke?
Proprietary.
Proprietary.
Papyrus?
Sorry, I can't. Yeah, the camera's a papyrus. It's made of papyrus. It's paper, but it's like very. It has to compress a lot, and the thing is, it like because we're shooting on such high resolution, it's huge. And as the DIT, I have to transfer all the footage.
How big were the files?
Okay, so
Like per day.
the thing is, when the director photographer did it correctly, per day we were at about 50 gigabytes a day.
50?
Really?
Yeah,
That's not that much.
exactly. Because
This
you
is after
compressed it.
compression?
That's
This is
correctly?
after compression. Overall, actually no, I'm sorry. It was about 150 a day. That's it. It was 150 gigabytes a day.
And they have their own codec.
Yes.
For some reason, why does Red do that?
So that they can, so
Sell
that you
it.
can, because like the Red camera, like it's a brain, and then you need to add parts to the outside of the brain,
Yeah.
and those are all proprietary. Those are all Red parts.
Uh-huh.
So
And
if you
then
buy
also-
buy a Red camera, you're spending like what is it, like $40,000 on just the body?
Is it $40,000?
Yeah.
No, it's 25.
Okay,
20,
25.
27. I've looked it up.
Okay,
It's a
sorry.
semester of my college tuition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So $27,000 for just the body. If you want like handles on it, you need to buy more. If you want
Yeah.
the
Monitor.
the monitor, if you want lens on it, battery,
Mini
everything you have to buy
mags.
separate. So realistically, yeah, you're spending around what $40,000 to $50,000. $50,000.
And the reason why they have their own codec,
Because I don't know of any other camera manufacturer that makes their own codec.
I'm pretty sure Blackmagic does.
Blackmagic does, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Eduardo,
Okay.
can you attest to that? Blackmagic has their own
I
codec.
don't
right?
know. I don't know. I think it's called Black Magic Raw.
No,
I'm
no.
not
I
sure.
mean, but you have the
Blackmagic's
option with the other cameras, but for Red, you can only
Right. So
use
the
the
reason
Red codec, you
the
know?
reason that they do that is because like on a Red camera you can shoot anywhere between like 5K and 8K depending on the camera model that you have, the brain that you have. And so with that, now you can go through and you could do like super insane color correction. You can go through and change like if you like fucked up the lighting so bad, like to the point where you can't really see too much going on, you can actually bring it back because it's all that raw. And then you can also
Is the Red codec raw?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it? Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's compressed. Well, I mean, on the camera, before you start shooting, there's an option where they compress it 1 time, 2 times.
As it's recording?
As it's recorded, right, Eduardo? Yeah. And so what the director of photography did on the Baby Girl set, what was it, halfway through the second day, I guess he was formatting the card and forgot to recompress it. And then so when I got the footage, because throughout the last day and a half, no, they didn't like max out the memory card. Then they ran to me telling me that I needed to transfer it right now, and I was like, why? They're like, oh, it's full, and I was like, how? And then so 150 gigabytes for an entire day went to, what was it? I think it was 400 gigabytes in half a day, and they wanted me to transfer that. And the thing is, they said, yeah, do it now. Everything needs to be
Do it,
labeled
Bradley.
because we need to look back on the footage. And then so I was like, well, I mean, I have to wait because it has to transfer. I can't speed that up. And then so I remember walking out to the set and then walking up to Eduardo and I was like, hey, can you guys like double check if it's compressed? And then it wasn't. It was not. And then so for the 3 days of shooting with the Red, I think it was around 800, 700 gigabytes worth of footage that we lost twice because we had, what was it, 5 or 6 backups? 5 backups. We had 5 backups. One backup died on set on the last day of shooting. Another one died after the second day. And then I think a third one died after all 3 days were done shooting.
Yeah.
So we lost 3 backups. And I only had half the film shoot days, half of all the footage on my computer. And then the other half was on the editor's computer. And so yeah, that was terrifying. It was a thesis film. What was the budget, like $2,500?
Closer to 3,000.
Closer to $3,000 worth of filming, and we lost all of the footage 3 times. But luckily we were able to get, I mean, we had multiple backups, but that was terrifying.
Hey, Luke's FaceTiming me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's the director for Baby Girl.
Hey,
Yo.
what's poppin'?
Hey.
Hey, we were just talking about Baby Girl.
You guys start? I'm so sorry.
We're talking about Baby Girl.
You what?
Talking about Baby Girl.
I don't want to disturb.
What do you have to say about it?
About what?
What are we talking about?
Baby
Oh,
Girl.
camera department.
Who's camera department?
No. What about it?
What do you want to know?
What do you think?
Keep the dust off your lenses.
It's an analogy.
Don't ever be dusty.
You could-
Make sure your shit isn't focused.
oh shit.
Oh, because okay, so the editor was my roommate.
And always
And,
trust Eduardo.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
But the editor was my roommate, and I was watching him. I watched him for the next 2 weeks editing the film, and the entire time he was just screaming at his computer about what the footage looked like. That's it. And
Did Luke
yeah.
get off the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so I gotta say that I want to edit. I want to learn more about editing because most of my friends are editors.
Talk about editing a little bit. What do you know? What would you tell someone who wants to edit more?
Fuck you.
Tell
Why?
them fuck off.
Organization
Good luck, buddy.
is something like that's really neglected from what I see, like other editors. So that's important.
Oh,
I
Elena's
think.
an editor.
What's up?
Elena's an editor too.
Stay organized.
Are we
buddy?
all editors here?
I think we've edited before. I don't think we're primarily an editor.
I'm an editor. He's an editor.
I'm a director on my free time.
No
Yeah,
one's
how
an
much
editor.
free time do you have, mister?
Not much. Try to squeeze it in.
I think you're considered an editor if you've edited something that's not your film.
It's not my film.
In
Starcross.
which case I wouldn't be an editor. Watch Survive.
Oh, God.
Shameless plug.
So yeah, organization. What was the question? Did you even
What
ask
would
me?
Yeah.
Tips
what
and
would
tricks.
you say? Yeah. Tips,
Tips
and,
and
tricks.
tricks.
Sick tricks as an editor.
Sick tricks. Well, I like to stack timelines. So you have your all your coverage in one timeline, and then you could just pull the ones you like without deleting the other pieces of footage. Essentially, useful
Those are called clips.
clips. Yeah, clips.
So what you do it? You do it like a more simplified version of what I do.
I try to. I don't know.
Right?
I try to be methodical, or
So
like
what Nolan's trying to say is that he's a better editor.
No, I'm not trying to say that.
Fight,
Oh,
fight,
no.
fight.
I try to make it like systematic, which is I don't know. Eduardo keeps on telling me that I'm not a creative editor.
He's a
But
systematic guy. I say.
No, I don't know. But when you're more systematic, I think it leaves more room for creativity once you're done with your organization. Because then you can just do whatever you want without having to worry about people leaving the room when you're talking.
But what, Nolan? You said you're a sound mixer primarily, right?
Yeah.
Nolan
Yeah,
does
If
everything.
someone wanted to get into.
Nolan does everything.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah,
Is that what you're
Nolan-
doing now?
Nolan-
Have you decided?
I don't
For
know,
a
dude.
while, you've been like up in the air about what you want to do.
The thing is, yeah, he does everything.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
He does. He's a rare breed.
Okay,
You don't know?
here's my thing.
Okay.
I can't be as good of a DP as Eduardo.
Not a
Mhm.
good DP. Take that back. Thank you. Go for
I'm definitely not as good of a writer as like you two. I suck at writing. I will never write. Like never ever. And they
That's
always
not
keep.
true because I used Nolan's script for my script writing class.
What
and
did
then
you get
I-
on that? Did
I
you
got
get
an
an
A minus.
Oh shit.
I've been writing Elena's stuff.
But right now, what's the one thing that's like primarily interests you? Like, if you were to see yourself in the
Dude,
industry.
this
in
guy
the next
just
10
looks
years.
up audio recording like comparison videos in his
wait.
free time.
Yeah,
Wait, no,
I know.
legit?
He's always in my room,
Awesome.
and he's just looking
Yeah.
at like audio recording like products and YouTube videos. He's like, Eldon, come here, you gotta look at this. The thing is, it's super interesting, but it's not something that I would ever search up by myself.
Right now, I'm watching Curtis Judd on YouTube. Audio recorders for filmmaking 2019.
So yeah, if you were to see yourself in the next like 10 years working on like one position in the film industry, what would it be?
It'd probably be sound, but I don't know because like I can't send out a sound resume right now. I don't have enough sound projects.
Oh,
I could send out a gaffing resume.
That's fine, but is that what you want to do long term? That's what we're asking.
Dude, I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Well,
Because some days I'm like, oh, I like wake up and I'm like, I want to fucking light a set. And then I get there and I'm like, I don't want to light this set.
Well, what are you gonna do then after school?
What do you mean?
What are your
get a
plans?
Job, any job, working as a
After
keyboard.
school?
Move to France.
Go find a job, dude.
Move to France.
Doing
I
what
would-
though?
Okay, so I currently have sound design with, or I'm a TA for
He's a
sound design.
teaching assistant for a sound design class.
Yeah. And he said I should consider getting into video game sound design,
Mm-hmm.
which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we were searching up that. I was searching up stuff about that. I found on Right for like gaming companies. I think that'd be really cool instead of like going into the film industry because it's so lucrative.
You should
Yeah.
design
I don't
Assassin's
know.
Creed games.
I think that's already a thing. I don't know though.
Yeah, we could just like kill the guy. It's fine.
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
fun though.
Anyways.
Writing for games.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
So. And then watching your like.
I
Story
don't
come out.
hear a lot about that though.
The thing is that
You know?
it's still developing. Like the industry's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Video
that's why-
games, yeah, like story wise, they're getting more complex now too.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
yeah.
I
all these
also
bigger companies are coming out with like crazier games.
I also got an opportunity to talk to the sound design professor at Chapman University, and I don't know if that would be like a I don't know if that would be like a mentorship type of thing, or if he's just like talking to me, but that could lead somewhere potentially.
Yeah. You can always just give you tips on like what to do once you graduate, or even now.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a friend up in LA who asked, or not, I asked him if he wanted like a full-time assistant type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I'm down. I want someone to help me out on sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could do that. But if I do something like that, then that's something where I'm doing everything. Like I'm setting the camera up, I'm directing it.
And
I'm
that's
doing all that shit.
something in of itself, you know. If you like doing everything and don't want to specialize, that's totally fine. Is that what you want?
But there's
But-
no
right?
real life
Yeah.
equivalent to that.
Like you can't be a swing and make a living off of that. You know, you
It's
can't
true.
be like a director writer one day and then all of a sudden you're working on like, another film set where you're an editor. You pick one thing and you stick with it, which sucks. Which is like what I plan on, or what I plan on doing is like, because I know how lucrative the film industry is, and I don't want to have to freelance for the rest of my life. I mean, it sounds fun, but at the same time, that sounds horrible. And
Yeah.
eventually, I might just start like once I graduate, I want to start like a small commercial marketing company. If it takes off, it takes off. It does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, it's an investment. And then if it does take off and I have enough money, I want to start my own studio where I can start producing and writing. And
You don't want to
Yeah,
start
so-
as an AD, and then segue
Well, I
to
mean,
directing.
I have interest going on professional sets, but a lot of production companies, they don't like film students. They don't want new people coming onto their sets and.
Well, that's true of any position, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. And I think, I'm definitely gonna try and
Yeah.
see because I like working on film sets. However, I don't think it's gonna work out the way that we all think. Like,
Yeah.
You know, but maybe
Mhm.
for Eduardo it will because Eduardo knows a lot of people in the industry, or he knows people who are in the industry, and that's better than most of us who are still kind of building their.
Who do scene recs.
Yeah.
We're just gonna constantly do a bunch of fucking Coppola and and Coen Brothers scene recs for the rest of our lives.
But so for sound, if someone wanted to get into sound, like so for instance, if you're a musician and you know some things about sound, but you wanted to start doing sound design for film, what would you tell them?
Make sure you understand rhythm and make sure you understand that rhythm isn't everything, because like a lot of people try to make sound effects that like go with rhythm when they come to music, so or like when they're a musician, so they need to kind of deviate from that.
Yeah.
And then I think like another thing too is always think of like how something could make a different sound effect, because like if I want like a foot walking through mud, I don't have to take a boot and record it in the mud. I could take like a wood plank, or I could take like a really rounded rock.
Like a wet towel or something, right?
That would work. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you put a few wet towels on the ground, that would
Mhm.
make like really light mud.
Yeah.
So because I'm in the class with Nolan, or I'm in the class that Nolan's TAing for, and from what I've learned so far, it's like if you're trying to recreate a sound, you don't just think literally, you break it down into like pieces. Like, so for instance, I had to do an equalization for like putting like a band playing underwater, and I was thinking, okay, I'll just equalize it so it sounds muffled, because that's what sound sounds like if you play underwater. If you scream underwater, that's what it's just muffled, you know. But I'm like, oh, okay, but for the audience, they would just hear muffled music. Like it wouldn't sound like it's underwater. So I added, ocean or underwater ambience, and also like bubbles. I mean, it's not realistic. That's probably what you won't hear when you're underwater, but it adds an atmosphere of creating like an environment underwater.
Yeah. Then the film that we're going to be working on, where Eduardo is DP. Are you ADing on that
Yes,
one?
he is.
Yeah.
We're meeting tomorrow to go over the schedule.
Oh boy.
Okay.
What are
And
you
then-
doing formally? I don't even know.
I'm directing. I wrote
You're
it.
not directing the bridge.
The bridge?
Oh,
I thought you said
I
this
thought you
weekend.
were talking about this
Laura's.
weekend.
You said this
Laura's is
weekend.
like-
Did I say this weekend?
Yes, you
Laura's
did.
is
Oh, I'm
like
fucking stupid.
17
I'm sorry.
days.
Huh?
Laura's is like 3 weeks, 2 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No, I know. But what are you
I'm
doing?
DIT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for that one's set in the forest. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have some like forest stuff, but I'm gonna try and like make things a little fun with it. One sound I really kind of want to do is like an owl, but it's got like a little bit of a pitch shift on it.
Is it still happening at night?
No.
No,
It's not.
Yeah.
That kind of makes it better for me, but also like fuck. Is that
It-
just because we
it-
couldn't get generators?
No, we can't. It's just like, how the hell do you light a bridge? Like,
Who's
When
the
all you
gaffer
have-
for the set?
Cody,
Cody. Okay.
we don't have like 20K lights here.
Can we rent it out from the? We
You
can.
guys have like
What are you trying to rent a
$20,000.
20K light from?
There's like,
Wait, don't
we
you?
can't. We don't have the resources right now to light an entire forest
Yeah.
and
No.
like shoot both on top of a bridge,
You can
someone
maybe do it.
falling off, and
You-
then a forest in the nighttime, completely dark.
You can maybe do it with like a few 5Ks.
Yeah.
I think so, but also it's just very unsafe.
Yeah, a
Like
5K is
scaling
a,
down to like where the bottom of the bridge is, carrying equipment down there.
There's
So-
because the 5Ks that we've been using, the 5K lights, they're like
we don't
on the-
have 5K lights.
We
We
have,
don't
we
have-
have we have 10K here. We have one 10K.
No.
Check out.
No.
Oh no, dude, that thing is so decommissioned. No, it's there for show. That thing is not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a 10K.
No, there is one there.
But they get so hot. I mean, because they're so big. They're like LED,
Yeah.
like 10Ks and 20Ks and stuff. You think?
K's refer to wattage or to like how much like
Watt.
wattage
Kilowatts.
a light is using. So a 5K is.
So wait, what do they call 10Ks? They call them like simulation suns or something like that, right? Or like moons or something like that. Like there's a
I've
term
never heard
for
that.
it. But anyways, but yeah, if you were to shoot like on a outside outdoor and you were to recreate like the moon or the sun, you would probably use something as big as a 10K, 20K light to.
We also don't have anywhere to place these lights because there's like a bridge, and then just a bunch of forest underneath. So like, where do you mount?
Yeah, dude, I gotta. That's so dangerous. Oh man.
The only thing we're gonna do is probably just use natural light, and then I'm gonna check out all the 6x6s and 12x, and then I found a 20x20 frame on ShareGrid that I'm probably gonna get. It's huge.
That's so unnecessary.
20 by 20?
Really so fun.
That thing's gonna fly in the fucking wind, dude.
Maybe.
Wait, so Eduardo, so you're a DP, and if you were
Yes.
to give advice or to anyone that considers himself a cinematographer that wants to officially become a DP, what would you say? Like, what do they need to do in order to hone their skill
To be a DP,
to be a DP?
give up everything else you have ever cared for, and focus.
Why is that? Why is that?
There's so much you don't know or will ever know, and you just don't know until you know.
Fuck.
I don't even.
Oh my
This is
god.
why we're not DPs. And
Everyone in the program thinks I know a lot, and I know very little
because you're still learning.
compared to the expansive knowledge required.
That's how I feel
Well,
too.
yeah, you're talking about like terms of like
There's-
Steinberg,
there's
dude.
so much to
Steinberg's
learn.
been in the fucking business for years.
Or not even just
Decades.
him, just
No,
like
just like in general.
Who are you talking
like
about?
you should
then?
be comparing yourself to like the best of the best for whatever you're doing.
Yeah, this is the film industry. There's no like, oh no, be your own person. No, fuck that, dude. You need to learn from the people that are seasoned, that have been in the industry for a long time. You need to have like your mentors or your idols and stuff. Learn from them.
Cinematography, just like the main thing. A lot of people try to go into that. They don't realize how much math is involved, how much creativity, and how much
often you're on sets,
how
right?
how knowledgeable you need to be in lighting, It's not just like playing around with the camera and, like,
Yeah.
and just like framing. No,
'Cause, like-
that's like a fraction.
Because the camera's only like an extension of yourself, pretty much. Like, you gotta know what you. I see Eduardo on sets all the time, and when he's a DP, and he does this thing where he puts his thumb out, and instead of looking through the camera, he's looking through his like his own framing with his own eyes, and he recreates that with the camera. And I think, like, compared to a lot of DPs, no one else does that. No one else has that vision, literally and figuratively.
Well, no one else uses light meters, so.
Yeah. Also.
Oh
also.
shit.
Use the light meter. That's a thing.
But
Please.
anything else that you would tell people?
There's just spend every single free time you possibly could ever find researching and working on sets.
I feel like the same way I watch like stupid videos on YouTube about like audio shit. Eduardo does that with.
That's my entire history. I pulled it up.
Yeah, what's the last video you watched?
I'm going to my YouTube history.
Top 10 anime.
It's from the Cook Optics TV YouTube channel. Lighting Practical Sources in Film by Bradford Young. Who
There
shot
we go.
Arrival and Solo and
Selma.
stuff. Yeah, and then before that was Red Monstro 8K compared to Arri Alexa LF camera test. And after that, it was just aspect ratios, Paul
Oh,
Thomas Anderson stuff, and then like
we did our own.
Skip
like-
over the Dexter. Dexter's Laboratory. You showed me this today.
that was
Stop
not on my
skipping over
account.
it.
That was on the public library. We were looking at
God.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh,
Forgot.
I have a bunch of like camera comparison videos. Menus.
Oh, that's what I
navigating,
was
like-
gonna say. We shot our own, or you shot your own camera comparison video as well.
I did.
Did you? On what?
He compared
Remember?
the C300, the FS7,
Black Magic.
and the Blackmagic,
There's so many?
the Ursa Mini.
I haven't even finished editing it. 'Cause I don't
Oh,
have
I
time.
want to see it. I want to see it.
It's interesting because the camera that I thought was going to be the front runner, just based off my smaller knowledge of cameras, it was like that was the shittiest one. And I was like, why?
FS7?
Oh, I
FS7.
hate that.
I thought the FS7 was going to look decent. The C300, in my opinion, looked way nicer. It looked way nicer. What would you tell someone who's trying to direct, or assistant direct, one of the two,
Same
or
thing as-
write?
Same thing as Eduardo. I think writing, like, the thing is, in the film industry, it's very. You're never gonna walk up to someone and say, "Hey, produce this film for me." And be like, "Oh, okay, give you millions of dollars." They will ask a film for you. Okay, producers will always call you up. If you send your script to somebody, chances are it's gonna end up in a stack of a billion other scripts that's never gonna see the light of day. But if you get the chance and a producer calls you, you'll think that, hey, they're calling you for this idea, but no, they want something random, like, oh, I want a Western on the moon with Asian actors or
That
something.
sounds
like that.
cool.
That
Oh yeah,
actually does
something
sound cool.
ridiculous. they'll pitch something to you, and then they ask you, do you have a script ready for this? Your answer should always be yes. You should always have something similar or around something like that. You should have, I mean, even I don't even have this, but you should have like hundreds of scripts ready to go. You should have hundreds, even like 10 times more than that, of ideas ready to be scripted and produced.
I get really bad writer's block. I don't know about you guys. I think that's part of the reason why I can't write.
I think whenever I get writer's block, you just take a step back and you just,
No, like I
You
get writer's block.
procrastinate a
I get
lot.
writer's block for like weeks. Like I'm like I can't be, I can't be creative.
I think when I get writer's block, especially when when I'm writing for my scripts and my films, I always, well, for me at least, I always tend to take a step back and then look at the film from a big picture, because I end up I fall into my script too much.
Do you
I get too
outline,
in deep.
or do you just go straight to?
I don't start with a log line. I have an idea in my head, and I think
Uh-huh.
doing things systematically and not in my own process, I always forget what I want.
So I've
to write
tried
about.
both, and I prefer outlines
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah, exactly. I just go into thinking like what I want, how I want it. This is the story. This is the beginning, middle, end, and I have that in my head. I just start typing it out, and then sometimes I fall too deep into it, and then I get writer's block, and then so I need to take a step back and remember what my film's actually about. Then I can go back in and kind of speed things through, because I tend to drone on a lot, kind of
Mhm.
extend it too much, and then it becomes boring. It sounds good in my head, but then yeah, and then once you have your script ready, you'll go through like 10 drafts
Are you not trying to perfect it in that first draft, or do you go into it thinking that this first draft's going to be bad, and through each successive draft it's going to get that much better? What do you do?
Usually my first draft is always my best because okay, so I don't.
Are you
even think-
are you editing yourself as you're doing that first draft?
No.
Or no?
I just write out
Just
everything,
flows?
everything that I want.
Okay.
Yeah, and then eventually after that, once I like show my script to my DP or my producer, and we'll.
Do you
see
like
if it
input
goes
or
well.
no?
I love input. I think
Okay.
having outside view because if you're just stuck in your own head.
I mean, I hesitate to receive input because I don't trust many people. I mean,
Because they don't have.
this sounds like pretentious, but there's very few people who I trust to give me input.
No, I
Like
definitely.
like I
understand, yeah.
respect Cody to give me input, and like Eduardo, and just like a few people.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
No, I definitely feel that because it's like, so let's say you're writing a film about like extreme poverty,
And there's some subjects where you're
That-
gonna
that
get the
other
wrong
people-
response to
exactly.
it. You're like, no, I know what
Exactly.
you're gonna say to me, but I'm still gonna do
exactly.
this.
So yeah, also it's also another thing. Like these are your stories. You don't want to give it to someone else for someone to take it
Mhm.
and then end up producing it. You know,
Yeah.
you talk to people that you trust, and you want good input. You want positive input
Yeah.
and positive criticism.
Or people who understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, or who are
Then
more
even
open-minded.
if they're like, this isn't, when they understand, and they say like this isn't working or this is bad, then I'll like consider it because they know what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But also another thing, like when you're trying to develop a script, you should always. I mean, I know on my phone and my notebook and my journal, I have pages of like ideas, just ideas that I would write about,
Mhm.
and like you should even when you're just doing something else for the day. If you're just at the beach or I don't know what the fuck people do. If you
Whatever
think of
the
an
fuck.
idea, just write it down. Chances are you're gonna forget it later, and you're never gonna come back to it. And it could be like an award-winning idea.
Yeah.
But that's just writing. And the directing portion, collaborate.
Mhm.
You're not the boss of everyone on set. Okay, everyone's sacrificing something to get your vision out there. So collaborate. Don't
Mhm.
argue. Don't fight. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
What have you guys been using to make your films recently? Like, have you been using any like new gear or anything like that, or have you been looking into anything new?
That we're gonna implement into.
Yeah, like for you, like a preset or like some shit like that.
You mean, like when I'm editing or what?
Yeah.
Or.
Because your interface doesn't really change too much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just learned to sound mix in Audition and then color in DaVinci, which I didn't do before. So.
Oh, you
Yeah.
actually learned something today in editing?
Huh? Oh no! I mean over the summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was being a shitter
I learned to use the cut tool last week.
last week.
Wow, what's that
Yeah.
like?
I mean, it's just cut. There you go.
Are you
montage
are you gonna use DaVinci at all or no?
to edit?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You still
think
haven't made the
the
switch
school
yet, have
just-
you?
I don't think I will. I don't know. I don't.
You're on Premiere
skeptical.
right now, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys know industry standard for editing is Avid?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's like 90%, and then it's Adobe, not for like films, but it's very big in the just like for like YouTube and stuff, because that's big right now.
Yeah, just normal like.
You can
Yeah.
freelance, so uses Adobe.
Yeah, yeah, like
It's by far the most rapidly growing NLE.
We
that
use it
there
at
is.
KPBS.
yeah, we use
Yeah.
it at our job, and I know Zev uses it.
Yeah.
I don't think Zev would ever shy away from anything Adobe though, because he started learning After Effects before he started learning how to edit. He started compositing before editing. I learned editing then compositing, which I think most people probably do.
Yeah.
So I don't think someone like Zev, like even if he got a normal studio job, I think he'd probably bring like his own computer into work and be like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it myself." I don't think you're actually allowed to do that, but that's how much I think he likes it, and I don't think a lot of people are willing to change. They're starting that movie, dude.
Yeah, I think we should.
Um,
It's probably time to wrap up.
yeah. You guys have anything to say before before we head out?
It's cold in here.
It is
Say
cold
that.
in here.
I'm
Ooh.
chilly.
If there's anything that the listeners want us to talk about or review or even give advice on,
Please email us at realtorealask@gmail.com. That's REALASKREEL. No.
No,
I
you
fucked
fucked
up
that up.
so bad.
It's real to real.
Sorry.
REAL.
REALTOREALASK@gmail.com. And I hope you know how to spell gmail.com.
Gmail.
Yeah, make sure you send us questions there. We plan on answering questions that you guys send to us because we're trying to be an advice podcast, but we tend to ramble a lot, and we're pretty funny. So
Pretty fucking
we're pretty fucking funny, dude.
All right, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to our first episode,
I'm Eldon.
Q.
I'm Eduardo.
and I'm Nolan, and I hope that you guys have a good day.
This is Real to Real.
Bye.
Bye.
Podcast.
Oh.
Read some science books, stupid.
Bye.